And hello again, YouTube. Oh yeah, I'm big time oversharing today. So finished up at the bank. That was quick and easy, although not as easy as I would have liked it to have been. Rita Jungle open during construction, and there's a bar in there. That's good to know. There's the track for the streetcar, and I can see the streetcar coming northbound. Yeah, it didn't pass me while I walked to the bank, so definitely a lot quicker and easier to just walk from 3rd Street to University to get to the bank. There's the track that comes from down University and does a right turn to go south on Mill from Ash. Yeah, that just, you know, you'd think that would have been a journey that would have been made easier by the streetcar, but no, not at all. It's just easier to walk. I did have a bit of a time getting my money out of that ATM just because of the angle of the sun being low in the horizon. You think they'd have the ATM kind of in a little recessed area where there'd be some shade, but no, I had the sun right in my eyes, and the glare was kind of hard to deal with. But I got the money out, which is a good thing. Hey, look, there's some more of those blue electric rental bikes across the street by the Chick-fil-A. Every time I zoom in, my shaky hand just makes it impossible to see what I'm zooming in on. And it doesn't help that I'm shooting video on the Obama phone right now, which has no image stabilization. So this is different since I've driven through this area. That is Maple Street headed south, and there is a median there now on University. It's got the track on the other side, the streetcar track, and so yeah, now it's not possible to make a left turn from Maple onto University, nor is it possible to make a left turn onto Maple from westbound University. So that's kind of a bummer. Right there where Blaze Pizza is, the building has been so extensively remodeled. I think it's been remodeled. I don't think they put a new building up for Blaze Pizza, but that used to be Zia Records in that building. The Zia Records that I worked at back in 2000. And that's quite the Tempe landmark. That is Mrs. Rita's, the fortune teller, made quite famous by the Gin Blossoms song, Mrs. Rita. So, yeah, when they say the line, tell me, Mrs. Rita, what's it say in my tarot? That's what they're talking about. Fortune teller right there has been there as long as I can remember. I remember that being there in the late 80s. So, kind of wild. And for all the things that have disappeared out of Tempe, Mrs. Rita is still there. So this is Ash Street. God, I always forget there's a Whole Foods down here. That's pretty new. Never been in there. Here's where the streetcar comes from Ash. So there's the platform on Ash. Yeah, if I was to ride it, I think that's where I would have had to have gotten off. That would have been like the closest to my bank. Yeah, that would have just made it take longer to get to the bank. I don't even think it would have saved me any walking. Wonder if I get a discount at Whole Foods, being an employee of Amazon. I should look into that. I'm fairly sure Whole Foods is owned by Amazon. In fact, I think they even have a thing where you can use your Amazon account to just check out, and it'll go through your whatever you've got tied into your Amazon account. I think Whole Foods has that stuff. I keep seeing videos and things about it. I don't know. I can't see paying that much for groceries. Groceries are too damn expensive as it is. Buffalo Exchange, there's a business that's been in Central Tempe for a long, long time. I remember that being there definitely in the early 90s. Every now and then when my wardrobe would get too ridiculously big, I'd sell them some of my clothes, and they never gave me much for it, but sometimes I actually made a profit on it since I bought most of my clothes at thrift stores. Every now and then I'd have something that was like a designer brand or a old concert tee for a band I really wasn't that into. And that's neat. Hadn't noticed that. There's a path, multi-use path going along the never noticed this before, going along the power lines and the freight train rail track. with a back rack on it. Of course, it dumps you right here on University. It does not continue to the south, so not the most helpful thing, but always good to see some more pedestrian infrastructure being put in. Anyway, yeah, Buffalo Exchange. Let's tell Priscilla and I were having. It's not as bad between her and I as I often make it sound like on this vlog, but we were having a really interesting conversation about doing laundry. Because, when you're a couple that's been together over a decade, sometimes those are the mundane subjects that you talk about. And at this point, as I've mentioned, I don't have hot water in my place because my water heater is taking a shit. Farmer Avenue. First time I noticed that. God, this road just looks so different from how I remember it, with all these these mid-rise tower apartments that have been built. There used to be a bicycle shop right there. I think it was Tempe Landis Cyclery, or maybe Tempe Bicycle, something like that. It used to be a big bicycle shop right there. And now more apartments that nobody I know could actually afford to live in. And when I say nobody, I mean like the people I do know that probably have the money to live in a place like that would never want to live in a place like that, because with that much money, you can probably buy a house. All right, God, that glare is killing me. I'm pretty sure, and I'm sure I could have gone to a closer bus stop than this, but pretty sure the 30 stops here. So yeah, they don't put the bus routes up on the bus signs like they used to, but at least in the city of Tempe, and this is a Tempe thing, not a Valley Metro thing, but in Tempe they do actually give you information about the route in the schedule. There goes the ASU bus, ASU shuttle that goes between downtown Tempe and downtown. Damn, 6:04. I am really pushing the envelope right now. Let's see, Monday through Friday, I am at Millen University. When I say it's 6:04 p.m., so. Bus doesn't come till 6:13. So I got probably about 10 minutes for the bus to show up. 10 minutes. I should probably call Rob to see how he's doing, because I'm really pushing the envelope here. Yeah, I tell you, where so many of these even the bus routes that are in good places and have decent stops, they just lose me with how infrequently they run. And in this part of Tempe, it's better than most, but we're looking at here. So 5:43, 6:13, 6:40, 7:07, 7:37. So it's roughly every half hour. Yeah, a bus every half hour. A half hour is longer than most people are willing to wait, and in 110 degree heat. How's it going? You doing DoorDash with that?
Yeah.
Nice. DoorDash, you're using a pretty badass little electric scooter. So, oh, it actually says Uber Eats, delivery e-bike, frequent stops. That's cool. Nice to see little electric vehicles used rather than gas guzzling cars. I got a text from Priscilla. Need to call Rob and let him know I'm here and heading his way. And then I'll get back to the laundry. Look, it's a flock of birds. Hey, I was just checking to see how you were going with it, and you're waiting on me? Okay, I'm on my way to you. I forgot I needed to grab money for you, so I went to Tempe to get to the ATM. And if you want to come pick me up, it's probably quicker than you waiting for me. I'm at University and Farmer. Tempe, but not quite downtown. And actually, I can keep walking down to Hardy. Probably meet you at Hardy. You know where Hardy is, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll just meet you over at our Reading. All right, yeah, because I'm looking at another 10 minutes on the bus, and I can see you in less than that at O'Reilly. All right, thanks, man. And sometimes I forget when I tell people I'm going to meet them at a street, but not everybody knows the location of every side street. Still don't really understand how I can memorize all that shit, yet I can't seem to remember anybody's name, including my own nephews and nieces. I don't know. Something ain't wired right in my damn brain. Anyway, so the laundry thing. So my hot water heater currently not working right now, and I talked to my landlord about it. He's gonna get on it. I told him I'd like him to wait until I can get my kitchen cleaned up, because right now my kitchen's just awful, mostly because I'm waiting for Priscilla to get her shit out of there. She's she's because of that, she's not doing laundry at my place, which is actually kind of funny because with it being so hot out right now, the water on the tap is damn near as hot as hot water would be, but I digress. Anyway, so we're talking about laundromats, and she said that she went to a Econo Wash over at 32nd Street and Oak, and was talking about how they put new dryers in, and she asked if I'd seen the new dryers. I told her that the last time I went there, I was trying to do my laundry in the middle of the night. That's the night of me stealing somebody's laundry out of their washing machine. I did a whole vlog about that. If you're that person, I'm really sorry. I did not mean to take your laundry. I just forgot which ones were my washers. And you guys had left. Yeah. So, got another quarter mile to that Checker Auto Parts where I told Rob I'd meet him. Hopefully I can walk a quarter mile in less time than it takes him to drive from his shop down to here. I probably can. I assume he's probably going to get stuck in traffic trying to cross the 143 freeway. That light always seems to take a little while. And then you got that light just, I think it's also 48th Street. The light is just to the west of there by the hotels and stuff. Yeah, he's probably going to get stuck on those, so I got time to walk a quarter mile. Anyway, what was I going to say? So she's asking me about the laundromat asking me about the laundromat and Chicano Wash, and I told her, yeah, I hadn't gone there since the night I tried to do my laundry in the middle of the night and found out they were no longer 24 hours. And I ended up coming to Tempe and using a laundromat that I used to use when I lived in Tempe. It's at like Southern and Mill, just south. I vlogged about that too. I think I got some footage of outside the building. Anyway, so she's telling me about that, and then she told me that what she was thinking she was going to start doing, since she doesn't have a washer and dryer in her apartment. She's talking about using a laundry service where you just drop your stuff off and they wash it and dry it and fold it for you, and you just pick it up and pay them by the pound. There goes another one of those ASU buses. I'm pretty sad that the ASU shuttle bus from campus to campus has better frequency than the Route 30 Valley Metro bus going down this road. That's just wrong. But I mean, that's why ASU runs that shuttle bus. If the actual public transit was adequate to get students from campus to campus to campus, from Glendale to downtown Phoenix to the original campus in Tempe, they wouldn't need to run that. So, anyway, she was talking about using that service, and I was like, yeah, that's more money than I think I've ever spent. And she said she looked into it. She said it's pretty cost effective. And it seems like I've talked to other people that say that's, that if you really don't have time to spend, because you work a lot, you don't have time to spend doing laundry, that it's that it ends up being worth it. Because she was, when we were talking about like how much it costs, and she's like, it's like, is it more expensive? Yeah, but then, think about what your time is worth. Like, how much time are you just sitting at the laundromat waiting for your clothes to finish? How much time you spend folding it, and of course you don't dare leave or people steal your laundry. Yeah. Or, hey, there went the Route 30. Damn, maybe I should have waited for it. Anyway, she goes, once you factor in that time, it's really not a bad deal. Oh, and then of course, what you would spend on detergent. And I'm like, yeah, I can see. I said, I can see where it would be, where it could actually be worthwhile to spend your money on that. And we started talking about, I'm telling her about how back when I was a cab driver in the 1990s, how I never had, and half of that time, mind you, I had a house with a washer and a dryer, and I just never had time to do laundry. I worked such long hours and worked so frequently, I just couldn't be bothered to take the time to do laundry. And my solution back then was it just ended up being easier for me half the time just to buy more clothes. Like, I don't have time to do my freaking laundry, fuck it. And I just pop into Goodwill or Salvation Army or whatever thrift store was handy, and buy a couple pairs of pants, a couple dress shirts, pop into Ross or Mervyn's. I'm dating myself here, but I used to have a Mervyn's credit card. I also had a Montgomery Ward's credit card. I used to pop into Montgomery Ward's. I'm really dating myself with that one. Montgomery Ward's or Mervyn's, and just get charge some clean socks and dress shirt, dress slacks. I always tried to dress business casual when I was a cab driver, and I got a killing machine truck here. It's ridiculous. Nice truck. Sorry about your penis. And look, there goes another ASU bus. So in the time I've seen one Route 30. I don't know, maybe I saw one going. I think I saw one going. Anyway, definitely seeing more ASU buses than Route 30s. Wonder if that's Rob right there. That is. And I probably just scared the hell out of the guy in the blue SUV. I thought it looked like Rob from a distance. My vision at a distance is not really good. And that does look like the vehicle he was driving earlier today. I saw that there and thought that was him. And neither of those. That's the thing with Rob. He could be driving any vehicle, so I never really know what to expect him to pull up in. Yeah, I beat him here. Figured I'd beat him here. Still wasn't 100% on that though, and that did look like his vehicle, and it looked like somebody looking around the parking lot trying to figure out where I was at. So, but yeah, I kind of ran up on him and scared the shit out of him. Oh well, good times. And in case I don't stitch these videos together, I guess I should say the day and date. Is that another ASU bus? Wow, that is the fourth ASU bus I've seen heading to the Tempe campus on University since I've been walking down University. So 6:16 p.m. Tuesday, September 6th, 2022. Oh, I am severely pushing the envelope on getting myself to work on time. I mean, whatever. If I use 10 or 15 minutes worth of PTO, it's not going to really be a big deal. But still, I prefer to get to work on time, especially since there's a good chance of me getting my pit training, my pit retraining today, and getting back behind the wheel of a forklift. Oh, so I think I cut myself off when I was talking about how I talked to the woman who's in charge of that now yesterday, but she was really cool. She was really glad to see me, and asked what had happened with my why I had sick leave, and told her about getting 2 teeth pulled, and dang, I need to tie my right shoe. I need to tie my right shoe. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Somebody invented a shoe that does not come untied when you want it to come untied. because every time I try double knots, I end up having a hell of a time getting them undone. And it's more annoying than my shoes getting untied all the time. All right. Oh, yeah. So anyway, the guy, now I'm thinking it would have just been faster to take the bus there. Anyway, my scalp does not feel good. Just sweating so much today. It's like 109 out right now. Anyway, I think I did explain this earlier when I was down by the when I was down by the light rail station in downtown Phoenix trying to head this way. Video got cut off. I ran out of space on my micro SD card. Anyway, yeah, so she, supposed to happen today. She did say that I wouldn't, she'd be basically only having me do a small portion of what the training is, considering all the recommendations that she got about me from pretty much everybody. Apparently numerous managers throughout GYR3 actually logged in to check what the status of that was and then added their notes to it. And she said the kind of stuff that was in the notes was just that she goes, I've never seen so many positive notes about an employee here. Because everybody just really wants you back on a forklift. So that made me feel really good. It made me feel really good. She said there was just a lot of positive notes, and that everyone she talked to was just really, really positive about. Because Route 30, I was thinking that was another ASU bus. Oh, that's Route 30. She said that everybody that there were a lot of positive things that she had heard from managers regarding me, and also from Angel, who was the there's the Route 62, the Hardy bus. I'm thinking that was the sound of the buses tooting at each other. Or maybe it's the 30 maybe the 30 is honking to let the 62 know that he's got a passenger trying to transfer over. It can be so hard to do bus transfers here, and they run so infrequently. There's very few things more frustrating when you're getting off a bus and you see the bus you're trying to transfer to sitting there, and you know you're not going to make it across that intersection of Strode and Street. At least this isn't Strode and Strode. It's a Strode and Street, but as opposed to some Strode intersections that City Nerd would refer to as Strode on Strode violence. I gotta keep that phrase. That's some funny shit to me. Strode on Strode violence. It's the best description of 44th Street and McDowell I've ever heard. Anyway, yeah, it's some frustrating stuff. I do think that's what was happening. I do think that. I do think that 62. I do think that 62 Hardy bus is waiting for those passengers to get across the street for it. So nice to see that happen. Of course, these people still waiting to try to get across the University Drive, which you can see is a busy Strode. They are not waiting for the light. They are just running. Some of them are running. Some of them stopped. What happened? Apparently the friend with the cart is like, no, ain't doing it. Two of them ran, one of them waited, and one of them ran back. That's fun. Which is all right. The bus is definitely waiting, and at least the two guys that got to the bus can tell the driver, hey, they're waiting for the light. I'm sure the driver's aware how long these signals take. Hopefully he's not running too late. I don't really know where the Hardy bus goes when it goes north from here. I think it just goes up to, not 100% sure, but I think it goes up to 1st Street and turns right. It's my iPhone going off. Hello? Oh, is that you right there? Blue car? I'm at O'Reilly's, yeah. I'm at O'Reilly's. Where are you? No, I told you. Just head to O'Reilly's and I'll meet you there. My God, I could have taken the bus and made it to you by now. It doesn't take me that long to walk places. It takes me that long to wait for a bus to show up. All right. Wow. Apparently Raw was waiting for me to call him back and let him know when I got to O'Reilly. damn, I thought I was pretty clear. Just head there right now. Figured it would take the exact amount of time it took me to walk here as it would for him to drive from where he was coming from. So much for saving that time. Yeah, I would have definitely been there by now had I just taken that Route 30. Oh, well. Oh, well. Yeah, it looks like those people made the bus transfer. See, I think the Route 62 Hardy, which is a bus route I've hardly ever used, I do appreciate that at least Tempe does have some buses on side streets as opposed to just on Stroads. Yeah, I think that Hardy bus goes north to 1st Street, turns right, goes down 1st to Farmer, and then I think it takes Farmer to 5th Street, turns left on 5th Street, and then goes to the Tempe Transit Center. If memory serves, that's where it goes. Don't have time to walk over to the stop. There's a nice little bus shelter over there with a solar panel on it. Don't have time to walk over there. Well, I probably do have time to walk over there, but I told Rob I'd be right here, so I'm right here. I do wish all the Phoenix bus stops would have this information on it like we have here in Tempe. Although I suspect that if they did put things like that at the Phoenix bus stops, just based on how often I see people just loitering at them doing drugs and other vandalism to the bus stops, I got a feeling that if the city of Phoenix put those kind of nice, helpful signs at their bus stops, that they would just end up getting destroyed. Although I noticed for the most part when I was in Portland, as bad as Portland homeless are and Portland junkies are, they don't seem to destroy those signs, because Portland has those kind of signs by the bus stops as well. And I took many pictures of several of them, and it was very few and far between that I ran across one that was vandalized. I don't know, I get the feeling that the homeless people there, like that's something that they actually utilize and appreciate, so they don't destroy it. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird what is and isn't valued by the lowest rungs of society in places like Portland. Anyway, I got sidetracked off the laundry story. So anyway, talking with Priscilla about the laundry, and she was talking about how as much as she's working and as little time as she has to spend driving to laundromats and hanging out in laundromats, that she thought that service would be worth it. And I could see where it could be. And then it kind of got me on the subject of when I was a cab driver in the 90s, how I just didn't have the time to do laundry. And my solution, and I think I said this a little bit ago, my solution frequently was to just buy more clothes and buy more clothes, buy more clothes. And eventually I would find myself with just this ridiculously huge wardrobe of dirty clothes that needed washed. And when I do my laundry, a lot of times I'd be like, why do I have so much clothes? Oh yeah, because when I'm out of clean clothes, I just go buy more clothes. And every so often I take a pile of it down to Buffalo Exchange, that store I went by earlier, and I'd just sell some of it to them. And I didn't even care if I broke even on it or made money on it or whatever. I was just kind of glad to at least get rid of some of the clothes and get a little more cash in my pocket, which would inevitably get spent on more clothes. But I didn't do exchanges of clothes at Buffalo Exchange. I always kind of, when they'd be going through my trade, I'd always kind of look through their racks and look at their prices and be like, nope, not paying $25 for a shirt I'm likely to get at Goodwill for $2. Not happening. But I know a lot of people like buying clothes there, and it's kind of a chic, used clothing boutique that's been there at least since like the mid-90s. All right, Rob is here. Gotta go.